Blessings, dear ones.
Thank you.
As many of you are sensing, there's much activity taking place in your world today. So this is going to stir you. If you have questions that you would like to ask of us, please do so. But I caution you. If you already think you know the answer because of the words that I speak, think again. It is open. Yes, my dear.
Yes, it is being manipulated, and yes, she is expressing herself. Another way of putting it is the way that I have heard recently, and that is weather wars. If you hearken back just a few years ago, in your last big fire siege upon the west coast of the United States, you can recall where it was reported that missiles were sent into the land areas from the sea, and these produced fires. Of course, it was not too long after that that was hushed up, even though it continued to happen. Now you're seeing what is coming to your planet and to California is things that are called tornadoes or cyclones. And yes, you know that Mother Nature is quite capable of producing these on her own, but where they are being directed and activated, again, is something that I would say take note. So this is to help you to be present without being fearful, unless, of course, it feels more comfortable to be fearful, and then please do. But that's not necessarily going to help. When you look at this, you see, who are we? Meaning, who is humanity that would do this to itself and use the guise of nature? And then again, I say, look at your planet. You as a kind have multiplied amazingly over the last century. Well, do you come as an enlightened species? Obviously not. So you are having a definite effect, a profound effect upon your planet. And she is going to react, respond. Can you say that she is after you? Or can you say that she is dealing with the situation as best she can? So, my answer. Live long enough, you'll find out. And that doesn't mean you have to live too long, because you will find out soon. Anyone else? Yes. Well, please don't misunderstand me. I don't have the ass with humanity. Because after all, I have incarnated many times as a human being. But to discover that beneficial technologies are being kept from you, it is no surprise at all. But also to say that it will be repressed beyond your capacity to use it for good, no. Because I say you have to go back far enough in your awareness to where you realize life is for you. And why? Because you are life. You are of life. Life's object is to bless you in your venture here. Because your venture here is to learn and to grow. So these technologies, if there is a strong enough desire on the whole of humanity, then they will come forward. And more will come forward, and more and more and more, because I assure you, you haven't reached your epitome in consciousness. And you see, consciousness, you might could say, is the holder of all of this. Your humanity right now, all of you together operating on a basic level of survival, is going to hold you there, because the dominant energies that keep you there are fear and anxiety. When you and yourself are able to pull yourself out of that and rise above it, you're going to find that you enter into a level where many others exist. You're not going to be alone. I mean, if you're afraid that if you leave the lower levels of consciousness, you'll be alone, there won't be anyone else there, I assure you that the majority are already existing in higher levels, higher frequencies. So that's where these come from. And to say that they all originated from alien sources? No. Some? Yes. Because think about it, if you have the capacity to travel to another planet, whether it's in your solar system or in your galaxy or beyond, they must have something going technologically to be able to do that. That help you?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Yes, dear.
I had a question about getting back to the climate change question. I've heard that go solar, drive electric cars, and then I hear the environmental cost to produce all those electronic components. Is it really, is it an even trade-off, or is it still a positive trade-off?
It's a matter of continuing to develop your awareness. And in that, then you'll find that your technology that you're coming up with will help you to advance, even if it means change. By the way, electric automobiles are not a new arrival on the planet. It was just that those in positions of power wanted to have their source as what they could sell. So gasoline became the way things were driven. Yes, there was a hand over here.
In any way?
My dear, humanity does not have that capacity to manipulate the sun. All right? But to say that you may be experiencing different effects of the sun because the sun is changing, yes. And then you have to look and say, wait a minute now. In order for the sun's rays to get to you, it has to pass through the Earth's environment, its spheres. You're affecting those. All right? Please, again, don't feel that I don't have anything for you. But I do say, when you act as if you are the only one here and that everything else around you is for you to use, that is an area where growth needs to occur. Because the fact is, of what is your body made? The earth. How are you treating the source of your body? As if it were yours to use at whatever will. There's going to be a reshaping of your consciousness, and if for no other reason, because you will see, if I don't, my environment is going to become so unhealthy. When all you have to do is make the changes in yourself, rearrange your priorities, and you're going to find, oh, I have to do without that? Oh, yes. But for the betterment, you'll find you also will then have other technologies coming in and showing you, why don't you try this? So to say, yes, you're feeling a change and a difference from the sun, yes. But it's not that the sun is after you, or that the earth is after you, or that you're waking up possibility. How many of you in yourselves can hearken back to when you were a child? And you look at what is going on now and contrast that to when you were a child. And I do say contrast because you're going to see there is such a difference. So look forward to the next time you incarnate, because you're going to be experiencing what you produced in this incarnation. That's the way it goes. So in between now and then, you'll come over here and you get a clearer picture of, all right. But I can't really give you all that now. Anyone else? Yes, my dear.
Can you talk about balancing the consciousness of unity versus individuality?
Balancing the consciousness of unity. And the last part was?
And individuality.
Okay, are you saying that as a contrast or?
Well, we have both,
Yes.
and I'm just looking at
Well,
just working with them both.
see, perhaps if your parents had have had their acts together, you wouldn't be asking that question, because they would have lived in such a way that they were living for you and for future generations. But where you are right now, you can start and say, okay, I'm not going to depend on everybody else to make this up and better for me. I'm going to do it myself. And in that, you're going to start developing an inner consciousness of balance, harmony, and you'll discover what are the elements of this balance, this harmony. And then you're going to start finding they become my priority to live. I choose to live in a space in me where I am in balance. And no matter what comes or goes, I'll be able to adjust. And at the same time, what I'm doing is I am radiating this energy from me. And even if no one else knows what the hell this is about, they will still feel my effects. And those who have a sensitivity for balance and harmony, they will begin to choose that for themselves. And then what happens is a unified system or connection that reveals balance and harmony. Yes?
Yes.
But you're still going to encounter others that don't have it. And don't let them throw you off. Or if you do get thrown off, then get back on. Well, it's a part of being human, isn't it? An example. My instrument and Sarah were driving in this morning and got caught up in another driver's energy. And it became, who's going to get there first? Who's going to be able to dominate the highway? Until an incident occurred where Sarah, driving, hit a couple of birds. And that shocked her enough to realize, wait a moment. This is not who I am. This is not what I'm going to live. Let her have the highway to hell if she wishes. And simply began to be Sarah. Does that help? Yes, Tom?
I have a question. It's kind of along the theme of this, that one of the things personally I notice as I look at this world as a place to learn lessons is that there's a lot of things we can do, but wisdom tells us we shouldn't do. You know, it seems like we have the capacity for self-destruction both on an individual basis and as a group.
Yes.
So, you know, we hope to pick leaders, we hope to be in a body of government that has the best interests, you know, and it's just, is this true that that's one of the big lessons of this planet, just because you can and we're given capacities to do things that sometimes are immediately self-destructive and
And also immediately self-satisfying, yes?
Yes,
So therefore you realize, if I carry a gun on my person
Yeah.
to take out those who offend me,
Right.
that will be an immediate removal of them. But what I am setting up for myself in future lifetimes, if not this lifetime, is situations where my life is going to be taken when I'm at a peak of really wanting to accomplish something. Bang, bang, you're dead.
Right.
Yeah, so on a world scale, you see it. And why? Because your world is influenced by individuals. You can say it's a country. Well, who runs the country?
Individuals.
So this is a school where you do have the opportunity to wake up. And so far as experiencing immediate results, well, that depends upon referencing back to your question. What are your objectives? What's your goal? You want inner peace, inner harmony, or you want to do away with all your enemies? Yes, my dear. Then what are you doing with what you're getting? You see, you're still at that stage of learning. If you get selfish and you're here for you and you only, that can and will change if you start using what you're getting and seeing how it works. Because then you'll say, I want to contribute. Because you see, that's another part of your basic nature, is to give. So if you're here right now because you need, I gotta have, then you're going to get. But what are you going to do with it? That is then going to determine where you are on your path and where you are in your learning. So as a group, Chipper is saying, look around, Dr. Foster, because with that, not everyone is here. Which means others have priorities that they would rather live than continue to be here and gain. So you understand what I'm saying to you? I don't have to worry about it. Therefore, I'm not. But so far as you as a group, you could be so much more and do so much more, but that is not my responsibility. And I understand the gateway to hell is open right now. Worry not. I understand that they're actually expanding space that they have for all the new arrivals who are coming. Only kidding. Yes, anyone else? Have eggs? No, you've already asked one, my dear.
I just wanted to express gratitude for last Tuesday night's class.
You're welcome. Yes, it is meaningful to you. So,
Yes, it is.
so dear ones, yes, you've done well today. And we've reached the point of stretching some of your awareness to the point of, I hear terrors. So, taking that into account, you know, you have guides. There are those who are with you. And you know that your guides have beings who work with them. And you know that there are beings who work with them. Many different names are given depending upon the religion, etc. But there is a recognition that there is a hierarchy. And that's what you're doing. You're here learning. And in your learning, you are ascending that level of awareness. Blessings to you.